Hey guys, it's Melissa here. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that I saw the other day, and it made me think about our roles as light workers. So I was watching a YouTube video of someone that I follow, and she's this really sweet little girl, and she just gets on every day and does like a daily message and tries to do like daily inspiration. So I went to her channel the other day just to see if, what she had posted. And it's not important to mention names, and you probably wouldn't know them anyway, but it's not really anyone well known. And another person, she had posted that she received this message from another person who's supposed to be a light worker. And this person made a comment like, you stole my idea, I am trademarked, that I have this title trademarked, and watch out, I'm coming for you. And it was really nasty, actually, and very jarring to read it. And the thing is, it's like what she was saying she had trademarked was something that obviously couldn't have been trademarked. It's just too common. But I guess her thinking was that she had trademarked the idea of having this show that you get on daily and give daily inspiration, whatever. But it made me really think about what this person was saying and what she was doing, because it was really very threatening to this girl. You can't really tell tone in writing, but you could tell the tone in this writing. It was very, very nasty. And so it just made me think of the fact that we're all light workers, okay? And I just want to put this out there in case you ever come across someone who's like this. And I hope that none of you are like this, but I highly doubt that, because the people that I've had interactions with are so beautiful and sweet and kind, and I love that about you guys. But if you ever come across someone who says they're a light worker, and they spew that kind of hate and negativity out there, they are not a true light worker. I'm sorry. Even if they say they are. And yes, we're human, and we can have moments where we fall and whatever. But I would hope that if you are a light worker and you're saying you're a light worker and you're putting your message out there, that it is not a negative one. Okay? And when I went back to this person's page and just kind of looked at her videos, I thought, yeah, she's got a negative undertone there, even though she's a light worker and some of what she says is very good. There is a negative undertone there, and a lot of it is negative. And the other thing is, and I don't know if you've seen this or not, but I've also been, because I'm on Instagram and because I tag things like spirituality and things like that, other people's feeds show up in my feed and suggestions to follow. And I see all of the time that there are people who are suggested to follow that, we'll do love spells and we'll do these kind of spells. I'm just here to tell you guys, please don't do that kind of stuff, okay? When you mess with other people's free will, that is not cool, okay? It's not cool at all to try to mess with someone else's free will. We are all here to learn our lessons, and when you step in and do that kind of stuff, you are messing with karma, you're messing with the person's destiny, you're messing with their free will, and it's gonna come back to you in a bad way. I see those things, and I'm like, oh, I really wish people wouldn't do that. I know they make money off of that, but that's really not good, because there's something to think about is if you're paying for someone to do some kind of magic spell or black magic on somebody else to get, let's say you want to get your boyfriend back. If your boyfriend's with somebody else and you do that, then you're hurting not just one person, but two people, because you're breaking up that relationship in order to get the other one back. So I don't think any of you would do things like that, but when I see things like that, I just think, oh my gosh. And don't you know that karma is going to come back to you so much worse? Like it may work temporarily. It's not going to work forever, and you're going to end up having to receive karma for that. So I hope that you guys don't do that. And when I see people like that, I tend to send love out to that, and I ask, that the angels go and protect anyone that they're putting spells on, because that's terrible. Like I don't know how well that stuff works, because I'm really not into that kind of stuff, but that just makes me feel ill that people would do that. So I hope that none of you ever do things like that. But also, I guess the reason I'm putting this out there is just so that you are beware of people who say they're light workers. I mean, hopefully you can trust that they are and truly are. But just beware, because if you notice that somebody has negativity and, they just seem a little off, go with your gut and your instinct on that. Because like I said, I really thought that this person was a light worker and doing so well. And again, it's no one that any of you would know, because it's not a big person, it's not a famous person, it's just somebody that I happened to see on a YouTube channel. And I had been watching this other person, and you could tell that this other person is genuine and sweet and kind, and you can tell that she's also very intuitive, because when she speaks her messages, I noticed this a lot too. A lot of people, when they're channeling, you might see the same types of messages in that day, and I really don't believe that's a coincidence at all, because I think when you're intuitive and you're channeling, it's like the universe wants us to give out certain messages, and when you ask what is it that the collective needs to hear, we're sometimes given the same messages. And I believe a big part of that is because the universe knows we need to hear those types of messages. And if you're like me, sometimes I need to hear it 12 times before I actually get it, right? So you could tell that the messages she was channeling were very authentic, and you can tell that it came from a higher power, a higher source. Now, this other person, it's not like she wasn't intuitive, but some of the messages were just so negative, and I just really am a true believer that most of the time the universe is trying to send us positive messages, because there's so much negativity here anyway. And it's like what I was talking about yesterday. You have to focus on the positive. We choose what we want to focus on, and that's what we're bringing in. And I think that has always been the message that the universe is trying to convey to us, is focus on the positive. There's so much positive out there, yet we tend to focus on the things that are not positive. Like this person who would be doing a spell or something to get their boyfriend back. They're focusing on the lack, right? They're focusing on the fact that they don't have that boyfriend. They're focusing on that lack, and that's what they're calling in. So if they were to actually focus on having, this is what I am envisioning to have in the future and what I am hoping for, and remember, not attaching to the outcome. Like if it's not this person, it's somebody better. That's what you want to do, not clinging on to something. And I don't know, is it just me, or does it sound desperate to you guys if somebody has to go and put a spell on somebody? I mean, I don't want to, I would hate to have to be like, oh yeah, I got my boyfriend because I had to put a spell on him, so he but have no other choice but to love me. I mean, that just sounds pathetic, honestly. And I hope none of you are in that situation. I really do. And I don't think any of you are, which is why I say that jokingly, because I really doubt that any of you would do that. But just trust me on this one. If you're into that kind of stuff, it's going to come back to you, and not in a good way. All right, so I wanted to pull a card for you before I got off of here, and I apologize that this is sort of a short podcast today, but my daughter had to have an injection in her back because she had an injury from 2 years ago, and it just hasn't been getting better for her, so we're trying all of our options here, and so it's been kind of a long day for me. But again, if you are, you're working with light workers, make sure that they truly are of the light. And you'll know that because people who are light workers should be positive. They should not be bitchy and putting negative things out there. I'm sorry, I can't think of a better term for that. But, to go after somebody who obviously is a very sweet individual and accuse them, first of all, no one has the right to claim anything that they're receiving from spirit. That's not you anyway. That is the divine. That is the universe giving you that message. So to claim that someone else stole it or whatever, it wasn't yours to begin with. The divine gives us this information to share out with everyone so that we can help the collective. And yeah, you're going to hear the same things over and over from different people because it's divinely guided, because divine is giving us this information. So it would make sense that you might hear it from more than one person, right? They want to get their message out, so they use different channels. So if you're going into spiritual work or light work, you cannot have your ego involved in this at all, or it will not work. And that is the one thing that will definitely keep you from doing the work you're supposed to be doing, is that ego. You've got to keep that in check. You're never better than anyone else. You're never, you don't have the sole rights to anything. It's just, you're doing the work of God and of the universe. So what you're putting out there isn't even your own anyway. So it really truly sounded like ego was getting in the way in that particular example. So just pay attention and be mindful of that. And if you all see me ever start acting like that, please put me in check, okay? I'm giving you permission to do that. So the card that I pulled for you today is from The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. It says, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. And guys, that's what it's all about. It's all about love. That is why we are here. We are here to learn and to teach others about unconditional love. Love of self, love of others, love of the planet. We're all connected. We're all one. And when you align yourself with love, you won't do things like that. You won't go after people because it's just not in you, okay? So make sure that you are aligned with love, and you will see the clear direction in your life when you do. All right, my loves, thank you so much for listening. I truly, truly appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Someone informed me that if you signed up for my 5-day self-love challenge, that it was sending out multiple emails of the same email. I do apologize. I think that I have fixed it. Technology is a tricky thing, especially if you're not used to the particular program. So it took me, there was a learning curve that apparently I failed, but that's okay. I think I fixed it. So if I have done that to you, I am so sorry. I did not intend to spam your mailbox. I think it's fixed now. She's supposed to let me know if it's not. If you haven't signed up, sign up. I promise you will only get 1 email a day from me. That was the only intention of that, is for 1 email a day. But it's an uplifting email to help you learn how to love yourself more. You deserve that. You deserve to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to put yourself first. I hope that you guys are doing that every day. And if I can ever help you in any way, if you need healing with Reiki, or if you want one-on-one coaching session with me because you just feel like you're lost or you're stuck and you really don't know where to go next, or you just would like a more clear path, please contact me. Or if you would like a reading, if you've seen my Facebook Lives, that's just kind of a taste of what a reading is like. A reading that is personalized will be way more in depth, and I will pull as many cards as we need to and get more insight into any particular situation, or just a general reading. And again, I'm excited about coming soon, past life regression. If you've ever been interested in that, I will be able to offer that pretty soon. I am getting my certification right now, and I will tell you that it is interesting, no doubt. I've had a few done on myself, and it's amazing. I will probably be doing some podcasts about that. So take care, my loves. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.